I think there's always a balance to strike in government between the value of experience on the one hand and the need for renewal and new people on the other. And we all have to make our own judgment about the right time for that. But it will be 20 years next year since I first joined the cabinet. People may not think of me as being very old, and don't feel very old, but it is nearly 20 years since I first joined the cabinet. It's nearly 40 years since I started being a political activist and appearing at party conferences and so on. So that is a full generation of being involved in politics. So I see it in that perspective. Also, since I want to, for all those reasons, step down from Parliament next year, I really want to use this last year in the political front line to help my party, to help David Cameron win the next general election. I feel passionately about that. I think it's crucial for the country. And this will allow me, instead of travelling around the world all the time as Foreign Secretary, which I have been doing for nearly 9 years as Foreign Secretary and Shadow Foreign Secretary, to hand over to a very good successor and to be in Parliament and to be campaigning around the constituencies. And that's what I'm delighted to do for this last year of the Parliament. I want to return to my writing. I've loved writing books in the past. That's what I've set aside for nearly a decade now, while I've been doing this very important work at the Foreign Office. But of course I want to return to that. And if you've been involved in politics for a whole generation, there are plenty of other things that you think, things you've always wanted to do, that you want to do before you're too old to do them. So I don't know what those all are yet, but the main thing is to return to writing, to be able to spend much more time with my wife and my friends than I've been able to for a long time. But I will still vigorously support the Conservative Party, and I will still campaign for particular causes that I believe in, like preventing sexual violence in conflict, preventing the illegal wildlife trade. Some of these causes that I've taken up as Foreign Secretary, global causes, I will always remain involved in, and I will work on even outside Parliament. Yes, I'm very pleased to be Leader of the House of Commons. I've always enjoyed speaking in Parliament. I've always enjoyed the procedures of Parliament, listening to the other MPs. So having the responsibility of getting the government's legislation through Parliament and managing the relations with the House of Commons for the Cabinet and the Prime Minister is something I will look forward to a great deal. Actually, I look forward later today to taking on those responsibilities and being in Parliament, which I've always loved being. We're very clear and united on Europe, and Philip Hammond, David Cameron and I all have exactly the same policy on Europe. We want to improve Britain's relationship with the EU and then hold a referendum on staying in or leaving the European Union. We're all committed to that. The Conservative Party is more united on this issue than it has been actually in the whole time that I've been in politics, in all that long time. And so we're all going to be campaigning for that, and I know Philip Hammond will be very committed to that.
And this reshuffle has been described as a cull of kind of middle-class white males. Do you think the Prime Minister's taken the right approach?
He's very much taking the right approach, and there are some very bright people on the way up in the Conservative Party. Some of them will be coming into cabinet positions in this reshuffle. That's why I say there is a balance between experience on the one hand and renewal. Parties and governments need renewal. And we're fortunate in our party to have some extremely talented people now coming to the fore. So let's give them their opportunity.